This is Emily Heffernan, and this is my game for EDU 215, base 10 with pretzels and M&Ms. So first, briefly going over the standards. I'm not going to get too into this, but my game surrounds the ideas of base 10s and 1s, and for students to understand the importance of them, and being able to add and subtract using base 10s and 1s, and creating concrete models, drawings, and examples of how to do so. So the materials needed for my game. So the first thing is the flip book, which is something I've created for this game that I will go into in just a moment. But the main things that you're going to need for this game are pretzel sticks and M&Ms. And so when the students arrive in the classroom, I will have bowls of pretzel sticks and M&Ms at each table. And then they will need washable markers and extra sheets of white paper, which I will provide when the students arrive. Each student will get a piece of white paper, and a box of markers will be available for each table group. And then on the whiteboard, that's for more of my instructional teaching, so I can explain the game and give directions. And then pencil and eraser if the students need it, and paper towels to put the M&Ms and pretzel sticks on. So understanding first, so I said we're talking about base 10 and 1s. So here I have it depicted that a pretzel stick is equal to 10 units. That's the basic understanding of this lesson. And then an M&M is equal to 1 unit. So these are our 10s and our 1s. And I'm first going to emphasize that to the students by providing an example of holding up a pretzel stick, saying this represents 10, drawing it on the board if they need me to, and then holding up an M&M and saying this represents 1, drawing it if I need to as well. Okay, so for the flip book. So this is what I've created for this activity. So the flip book is it's basically a book containing about 10 or so problems that use base 10 and 1s. And so each student will be given their own flip book. And so for my classroom is a first grade classroom. And so thus those problems will be geared towards first graders. And so here, let's give it an example so you can see what this means. So here's an example flip book problem. So the first one says represent 52, and below it obviously has like using M&M, which is equal to 1, and the pretzel equal to 10, just in case they're a little confused that they remember what is equivalent to what, because probably at this point these students have only been using like cubes to understand base 10, if even. So okay, let's move on. So right here we have 5 pretzel sticks and 2 M&Ms. So this represents 52, obviously, which is what the problem is about. So the student, recognizing that the flip book is asking for them to show 52, we'll grab 5 pretzel sticks out of the pretzel bowl and then 2 M&Ms out of the M&M bowl. And this way they can understand that, oh, I know that 1 pretzel stick is equivalent to 10. If I need to get to 50, that means I need 5 pretzel sticks. And I need 2 extra remaining ones because those 2 don't fall into a group of 10. So I need to get 2 M&Ms. And they're able to visually represent it. I mentioned earlier that you need white sheets of paper and markers. So that kind of coincides with this. So after a student completes a problem, it is their responsibility to illustrate this problem on the sheet of white paper. So this way I can see the students' progress and see if they understand the lesson, because after it's completed I will collect their white sheets of paper, look and see if they understand the material, and if not, being able to address that with them later. So after each problem, the student will create a visual representation of their pretzel sticks and their M&Ms on the sheet of white paper. So they can use the colorful markers because kids love colors, first graders love colors, so they can draw like their 5 pretzel sticks using a brown marker, and then for their M&Ms, let's just say they have like a green M&M and a blue M&M. They're able to use those markers to make those M&Ms, and that way it's fun for them too, and they're able to like use color and art, and that's just another way of capturing the student's attention. Okay, let's move on to another flip book problem. So like I mentioned earlier, they also will be learning how to add and subtract bases. And so one of the problems in my flip book is represent 11 plus 12. And so here we go, the representation. So the student recognizes 11 is 1 base of 10 plus 1 M&M, and then 12 is representative of 1 base of 10 and 2 M&Ms. Add them together, and the student can see by this model, like, oh, there's 2 pretzel sticks there. So that must mean that it's 20, because 10 plus 10 is 20. And how many M&Ms do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 M&Ms. So 20 plus 3 is 23. And then, of course, they'll write it on their white paper as well, providing me that visual model, so that way I'm able to see their thought process. And also it's beneficial for the student too, as they're moving along through the exercise, if they get lost, to refer to their white sheet of paper, and it just makes the game overall fun for them. So addressing my learning outcomes. So my first learning outcome is students will have a better understanding of base 10 and 1s and how to solve adding and subtracting problems using manipulatives. So the fun and unique thing about this game is that it makes a spin on something that you would see in everyday life, or not in everyday life, but like in a classroom setting while learning these bases. Usually kids will be introduced to learning bases of 10s and 1s using cubes, which can be fun and is helpful for students, especially those who are kinesthetic learners. But sometimes you just need something that's, I want to say, like more fun and more exciting. And definitely using the manipulatives is helpful, because kind of going into my third learning outcome, students will be able to represent base units using manipulatives to simulate a real-world example. It gives them a real-world example of how they can actually use this math, and so in their minds they're thinking, oh, like this isn't just something I'm going to learn in the classroom, it's something that I can carry beyond. And having something like pretzels and M&Ms, like common day things that kids have probably been introduced to before and had, they can just see that math is all around us and in our everyday world. Additionally, students will be able to work independently to solve problems using the manipulatives and record their findings. It's interesting that they get to do this, that I'm letting them do this activity by themselves, because I want to be able to just like build that repetition in their mind. But if they do have any problems or concerns or questions, I will be walking around the classroom and will definitely give them the help that they need if so. And then students will understand the importance of using base 10 and 1 and its benefits. I've already kind of explained that. And then finally, students will have a more positive outlook on using base 10 and 1. So this activity is supposed to be fun and supposed to be stimulating for them. And the fun thing about this game is that after they completed all their problems, and I've like kind of done like a little check on like their paper to see how they've done, they're able to eat their snack, which is the best part, right? Because it's a motivator for them to get their work done. And I know if I was a kid in a first grade classroom, I would have been so excited after doing all those math problems to be able to eat my food. And yeah, just a fun and exciting game that will definitely help with students building their repetition and understanding base 10s and 1s. Thank you guys so much for watching.